Okay, Dr. Johnson, how you doing? First of all, thank you for this opportunity, for sitting down with me and talking through our purpose for this meeting today. Um, and just to make sure we're both on the same page, I want to really talk about why self care is so important, and I really want to feed into what you are looking for, and what you expect, that self care and that periods of relaxation to do for you versus work. So, we're going to focus on self care. We're going to focus on quality of time with family. Um, just can you kind of talk me through where do you think you are right now with those things?
Well, self care is something I definitely need. And first, I want to just thank you for having me and interviewing me on this. I definitely need self care. I'm currently working with two separate agencies with helping kids uh, kind of reestablish themselves and deal with the trauma that they've had in their past life, even though their life may not be really long. I also coach basketball as well, and oftentimes I would say, twice a month on the weekends I have my grandkids, which is four, which can be a handful in itself. Now that may, for some, might be considered self-care, but for me it can be more like work, because with them having all different ages, it can be difficult. So self-care is something that I do need. However, I have not found the opportunity at this point to eliminate enough stuff to have the self-care that I need.
Okay, so it definitely sounds like you are fully aware of the fact that you need self care in your life. It definitely is definitely appreciated that you are dedicated to providing services to children and to families. And that part of your struggle is separating the commitment and dedication to family versus the self care and just getting that period in time of relaxation for yourself. So it sounds like you are clearly aware of what it is you're trying to accomplish. What things do you think about that's a problem in that?
Well, one, just being a person who likes to help people. I've I've known over the years that people who like to help people a lot of times do not give themselves the opportunity to be helped or give themselves time to reflect on their own. They're so busy on helping others and satisfying others' needs that they're not satisfying their own needs. So a lot of times I'm out here doing and sharing with others, trying to make sure that their life is complete. But I understand that there's things in mine that is probably being hindered because I'm so involved with making sure that their life is on the right track. So I do understand that self-care is important. And if there is a day that I would consider self-care, I do like to watch football on Sundays, but there are times when we have games on Sundays. There are times where people still reach out and ask for help. So a lot of times, and even to the point of watching football on Sundays, when you're so involved, like I am heavily involved in my favorite team, sometimes it's still not so much self-care. It's just another activity that keeps me busy, just like the other activities that are current in my life.
So again, what keeps coming up, it sounds like, which is it's amazing, is that there's a commitment to helping others, um, and providing a service to others. It sounds like you also kind of struggle with the fact that some people that you're trying to provide that service aren't quite getting it, or they're not understanding what you're trying to do to get them to move forward.
Yeah, many times I think that's the case. And then, with with helping others, it's not something like you can just go and it's a one-stop shop. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And so it being a process, you have a move forward, then you have a move back, then you might have a move forward, then you might have a stalemate. So things just don't progress probably as fast as one would like. So therefore, that process isn't fast, so therefore you have to kind of work it through. And in the meantime, days are going by, hours are going by, so there's things that I still would probably need to do. Now, I would definitely agree I need self-care, and for me, probably self-care looks like me just being alone, either with spending time by myself or spending time with my wife. And it could be just like on a vacation where you just resting and enjoying the beach, or you're enjoying the mountains, or you're just walking, or you just in one of my favorites, which I haven't been able to do for a while, is just relaxing in a whirlpool. So I know those things are there. It's just a matter of reducing something in my current life to make those things happen.
And again, that's really a compliment to you. The fact that you definitely are aware of your need to have that time to yourself, to take on that need as well with spending time with your wife, which is definitely, you being one. And then you clearly have activities like the motor pool. I mean, not the motor pool, but the whirlpool,
Yeah.
to relax in, because that is a favorite activity of yours, which is so it sounds like and have a real good sense of what those things are for you. So, I mean, what do you think is then the problem? Talk to me about what are the obstacles to incorporating that self-care and increasing that family time.
Probably me reducing my workload. The thing is, even though I'm busy, and I've just named really just, you know, 3 or 4 things. I didn't even mention, I'm an elder at my church and some of the other things that I do, but is reducing my workload. I enjoy what I do, so it can be difficult, but I also have to understand that I have to make time for myself. Even though I feel like I enjoy it, I do know that the body needs time to heal, recuperate, and just revive itself. I did happen to do that on my birthday this year, but that was, a one-day event, and I would love to do it. Once you become over the age of 50, you start looking at things are probably going to start winding down in your life as opposed to when you were 20 and even 30. So it's just a matter of me taking the time, sitting down, and thinking about how to reduce the workload, whether it's both jobs being reduced or part of those jobs, because I truly, truly love the coaching aspect. And of course, I'm not getting rid of my grandkids and or my wife. So I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy them. It's just a matter of prioritizing how to make that happen.
Okay, I mean that's again. So you understand that in order to achieve what your objectives are here, you understand the need to reduce your workload. Is what I'm hearing you say. It's the other part of the obstacle is you love the work that you do. So you love what you're doing, and so that again is a motivation to continue to work with all those things. Being an elder at the church, I know that in itself requires work throughout the week in preparation for your services on Sundays. That also incorporates time with your wife, and because she's a part of that with you. and it also incorporates you trying to fit in the activity you mentioned about watching the football games on Sundays and stuff. So that's amazing that you clearly understand and know that a reduction in the work is one of the main objectives. How do you do that with the fact that you love the work that you do? That's definitely a challenge. What concerns you the most about the need to make this change?
What concerns me the most? I guess what concerns me the most is once you kind of get into a routine, you kind of keep on doing it no matter how difficult it may seem to others, even how it may even be concerned to yourself. It's the routine that you've gotten used to. And one thing I've understand is once you get in a routine, no matter how hectic it is, you do it because you did it the day before and the day before and the day before. I really think I had a handle on self-care before COVID. And I know a lot of people have probably reduced their workload due to COVID. But for me, mine have kind of picked up. Before COVID, I would go on vacation at least 3 weeks within the year. But since COVID, it's pretty much maybe a day, maybe 2 days at the most. So where many people have kind of do less because of COVID, I kind of picked up more, and I have not given myself the time to have self-care due to COVID. So for me, COVID has, we all say COVID has changed our lives. Mm-hmm. I don't think many people lives have been changed due to COVID in the direction that mine have. However, mine have definitely been changed due to COVID.
So again, you definitely had a better routine in terms of self-care before COVID.
Oh, definitely.
And that, you took more time off for yourself and the family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after COVID, it sounds like you've struggled with establishing that routine again, where that time is shrunk drastically in terms of time to yourself. It is definitely something that you have to continue to work on, and you kind of have to look at what'll help you to move in that direction. Just from what we've been talking about now, just where do you stand from a scale of 1 to 10? How important is it for you to make the change?
I would say it's probably 6 to 7. And the reason why I say that, and here I am again, being to the point of looking at somebody else's needs over mine, I say it's 6 or 7 because by being married, and I've been married for over 30 years, being married, I have to also think about my spouse as opposed to just myself. So, not just being quote unquote selfish, I have to think about how my spouse wants to be a part of my self-care than just myself. So even though I'm in the field of helping people and helping young people in particular, I still have to think about my family and my partner for life. So at some point, I'm gonna have to make this change because I have to look at my partner and what she needs as well, and not so much everybody else.
So, wow, it's, you think between a 6 and a 7. And again, one of the focal points in that is incorporating your wife in that process, is what it sounds like for you. How confident do you feel that you can make this change?
Well, with me looking at, I'm not getting any younger, but none of us are. Um, I'm confident once I sit down with my wife. I'm confident that it will happen. I mean, I would say, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably an 8 or a 9. It's just a matter of sitting down, being committed, and actually doing it and putting it in place. I mean, because at the end of the day, you only have one life. So you must take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. So I know how important it is. So at some point in the very near future, I know I'm going to sit down with her and make and implement this, so that I have self-care, and I share my self-care with her, and we will together tackle it, but it would also free me up to do what is necessary for my life.
So you're pretty confident that you can make the change as long as you and your wife are working together to make that change.
I do, and I
Okay.
understand how much fun I used to have before COVID. So even though I enjoy what I do now, but there's nothing like, the vacations and having fun and spending time with your wife and spending time with yourself and enjoying football. And a lot of times, even though I'm coaching, I enjoy so much of that aspect that sometimes I don't even look at that as pretty much working. Sometimes I look at that as self-care. So there's some things that I definitely want to put in place and will put in place. So I'm pretty confident that it will happen.
That's awesome that you continue to have the confidence, and that in itself is going to motivate you to stay on this process, to continue to work it. Tell me this: what are some advantages? What do you see as some advantages to making progressive changes?
Well, I think some of the progressive changes is you don't get to the point that you feel burned out. Yes, you enjoy helping people. You enjoy seeing people, accomplish what you're trying to get them accomplished. But again, like I said earlier, those things don't happen overnight, and so it takes time. But when you are getting the rest you need and you're enjoying the things in life that you like to do, those things are happening right at that moment. And so those encouraging things, put a smile and a joy on you. Then on top of that, you're spending them with not only your wife, but you're spending them with your friends, you're spending it with your family, and you don't get those opportunities every day. We work more than we actually play. So it's going to work out. I know I'm going to make it happen. And, there's a lot of people I still want to see, and there's a lot of things I still want to do.
Okay.
While I have the opportunity to do it.
Okay. So, just in terms of your values and your personal motivations, it definitely sounds like it's your family, your family, and your significant other, your wife, in doing what is right for you guys as a whole. What do you think you would do from this point going forward?
Well, I think that I will eventually look into at least one of the jobs that I've been there for a while, about what it looks like if I was to retire early. And so that would eliminate possibly, a good chunk of what I'm currently doing. And then it just frees up a whole lot of more time, because then my obligations have been reduced greatly. And so then I will be able to focus a little bit more on some of the others, but I have now a huge percentage of time to myself that I can give to my personal self-care.
Okay. So you're looking at or getting near your retirement time, and you are feeling like with that time you will have additional times to have more self-care, more family time, and so on. So Dr. Johnson, I appreciate your time. I think you're on the right track. You kind of know right now you're definitely at that point where you know you got to make the change, but you just haven't made that change yet. But you understand that you want to get back to things that you used to do before COVID, where you actually did have vacation times 2 to 3 times a year. And in that time, you incorporated your wife and your family, and that seemed to work. The difference today is that post COVID, you are averaging maybe 1 or 2 days, and you're not getting any extended time as far as being for yourself or your family. So, you know, as far as what you need, you just need to continue to just, you know, think in terms of that time and what advantages that time will give you. Dr. Johnson, I thank you for your time, and I wish you much success in terms of the changes that you wish to make.
Thank you.